Kia ora, buonasera. Welcome to the official press conference after match day 1 of the 36th America's Cup. You may notice that Bruno is not here today. He's feeling under the weather, or as Mr. Longanese says, he's under the storm. So if you're unsure who I am, my name is Stephen McIver. I'm part of the international commentary team, and I'll just be running the show today. And what a day we had, right? What a very cool day. I think it's what everybody wanted to see. We finished the day at 1 apiece. Emirates Team New Zealand win the first race by 31 seconds, and then Luna Rossa Prada Cup by 7 seconds. Lots of questions were being asked prior to this, and some may have been answered. But the most important thing I think we'll all agree is that 1-1 after day 1 of the match is a very, very good result for the regatta. You get your chance to ask questions shortly, but first of all, let's take a look at the highlights of day 1 of the match. So there we go. So we'll ask the same question of all three here today. Peter Burling, Jimmy Spittle, Francesco Brini. Lads, great to have you here after a pretty cool day racing. Peter, first of all, I'll ask the same question of you, Jimmy, and also Francesco. Just give us an assessment of day number 1.
Yeah, well, I think it was definitely great to finally get racing. Yeah, for us as the defender, it's been a little while since we've been out racing, so it was amazing to get out there, just see how many Kiwis were out there on boats cheering the event on, and it's amazing to even look out the window now and to see how many are still slowly working their way home. But we were very happy to get off to a good start in that first race and a good win, and then obviously didn't do the best job of the start in the second one, and gave these guys a pretty handy lead, which we couldn't quite claw back at the end of that second race. So, yeah, good day on the whole for us.
All right, who's got the microphone? Jimmy, you first, or Francesco? Who wants to go first? Jimmy, you go first.
Yeah, pretty much what Pete said, except just flip the first start for the second, really. So, no, I mean, it was definitely, it must have been the biggest fleet, I think, of spectators out there, which was really cool to see. And yeah, just great to be racing. Yeah, some couple of good races there, and we're looking forward to more.
Can you add anything to that, Francesco? Would you like to add to that?
Not much, really, except that all the Italians are really happy with the results. I received a lot of messages, and but we are not satisfied. We want more. And yeah, I think I'm very happy with how the day went, and the performance of the boat was very good. It's very positive that we can really have some good races in the future.
All right, let's dive straight into it. Nathan Outteridge, you've got questions for the lads, so fire away, Nathan.
Thanks, Stephen. My first one's to Pete. Pete, I'm just going to cut to the chase, if you don't mind. There's been a lot of chat about you guys having the faster boat for a while. And December, it looked like, in those conditions, you're quite a bit quicker than Luna Rossa. What do you think's changed since December? Can you give us a bit of an insight as what's changed between the two boats, and why was it so even today?
Yeah, well, I think we're still pretty happy with how our boat's going. Yeah, today was obviously a pretty tricky day. There was a lot of small wind shifts, and I think one thing today did show that if you get behind at the start, it's pretty hard to get past. And I think we did a good job of the first start, and Luna Rossa probably kicked themselves for that. And we're vice versa in the second, where we made a small mistake on the roundup where we thought we were in a good position, and then dropped off a little bit there. So it's definitely hard to pass in these boats, but we're really happy with how we dug deep in that last lap of that last race and really managed to close things up.
So you think you still got a little speed edge, or pretty similar?
Yeah, we're definitely happy with how the boat's going. Obviously, everyone's been watching. Luna Rossa's got a lot better than they were in December also. Both teams have, you couldn't count the amount of changes on your hands and toes. So there's plenty of, I'm sure they'll keep improving and we'll keep improving throughout this event as well.
Cool, thanks. Hey, Bruni, you've been chasing this for quite a while, the America's Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time you're driving in the Cup itself. Can you just give us a bit of an insight on what it feels like to be driving a boat on the start line? We all, as sailors, would love to do it. And what does it feel like to win a race, of the America's Cup?
It's a great feeling, but I really feel all the Italians cheering for us, and it's great. But really, I have to stay focused on the next race and think race by race. I think we have a great chance, and we can't waste time on thinking about emotions and stuff. We have to just be super focused.
But there was a little bit of emotion after that race. You guys won. A little bit more than what we heard probably in all the wins in the Prada Cup. Is it relief, the feeling, or what is the feeling?
For sure, I think a little bit of a relief. As you said, there was a lot of talk about Team New Zealand being 5, 8, 10 knots faster. And that was clearly not the case today. And we are glad that we can just race and try to win this.
So happy with the day?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Well, Peter, to me it seems like, at least in the conditions we had today, the boats are pretty evenly matched. And I was doing some stats, and in the last 14 races, there's only been one pass after the first cross in all the races of the Prada and Prada Cup semi-final match. So, to me that means starting is going to be really critical. How much pressure do you think that is put now on winning the starts, and you're up against some great match races? How confident are you and the boys that you can win the starts and convert them into wins?
Yeah, I think we're really happy with how our build up to this event's gone, and we've obviously done our whole heap of practice in the boat handling and how we want to approach the start. That last start we kind of liked the right, so we wanted to start to windward, but we just screwed up the last roundup really. Pretty simple mistake, which definitely puts you on the back foot, as you say. And I think the margins in these boats are getting smaller and smaller, so any loss is obviously very hard to come back from. And I think Luna Rossa did a really good job shutting the race down in that first lap from there, and we managed to get our nose free a little bit in the last one and close things up, but really ran out of runway at the end.
Yeah. And Jimmy, I'm not going to let you off the hook either, mate. One of the things all my coaches told me in match racing is you don't want to put it into the umpire's hands. So that first race, can you just give us a bit of a thoughts behind that incident and what you thought was the outcome there?
Yeah, I thought we had a shot at it. I haven't had a chance to look at it really, just to see how close or how far away it was. But yeah, we thought we had a shot, went for it. Obviously, didn't go for us, and from then on we were on the back foot. I mean, it was basically after that it was going to take a mistake from Pete and the lads for us to win that race. But on board, got to say, great composure. Guys fought the whole way. I actually thought sailed a pretty good race. Damage control, kept it close, and so yeah. And then the ability to bounce back after that. That's the important thing. The boys, we regrouped, composed, went out and won the next race. So that's a good sign of strength for the team. Yeah,
to me, it definitely looked like the boat's pretty even, and it's who makes the least amount of mistakes. So, nice work, both teams winning today, and best of luck for Friday.
Thanks, Nathan. All right, fire up. Come to the mic, because I probably can't sit you behind your mast, so tell them who you're talking to. Yep.
Alison Kent with Live Sail Die. Question for Pete. After that first start, you didn't seem very phased when Jimmy tried to luff you. Didn't really even flinch to keep clear. So could you see that? How can you see how much space you have? Or were you getting comms from somewhere else, or were you just that confident?
Yeah, well, we can obviously see a little bit, and obviously we rely on people on that side of the yacht as well. And Joshy's been doing a really good job kind of taking on that sector and the back part, and we're pretty happy with the gauge we had, and the way we managed to keep clear really. Yeah. things you practice for.
Just comes from somebody else. 'Cause, for us, it just seems like these boats are going so fast, they're so big. Someone comes up towards you, it didn't even look like you flinched. So it's pretty impressive. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, obviously we practice these situations a lot, so it's something that you obviously rely on your teammates for looking out and doing their job, and they did it really well today.
Duncan Johnson from Stuff. Question for Peter and for Jimmy. Just wondering, how will you spend tomorrow? It's the only day off in a pretty long, tight schedule. You're out on the water, you sit back analysing. What sort of on the plans there, do you think?
I'll start.
Pete?
We at this stage don't really have any intention to sail. Obviously, like you say, it's a pretty quick schedule from Friday out. So, we're probably going to take the opportunity to, give the boat a good birthday and make sure she's good to go for Friday. But, we haven't really fully debriefed today yet either. So, obviously never ruling anything out, but that's our plan at this stage.
Yeah, same plan. Yeah, I mean, if it was up to Keko and I would be sailing, but given the way the schedule is, you just got to have tomorrow to really look after the boat. And, man, for both teams, this was a really big day of learning, so we're not going to get another day, really. So, yeah, we really have to capitalise on that and really go through both races in some serious detail.
Pete, you mentioned on your TV feed a bit of sort of rust there. Is that something that's a concern from a crewing point of view?
Oh, I think we'll obviously get better with more racing, as anyone does. None of these teams have raced these boats a whole heap, but it was obviously great for us with our preparation to get off to a good start and take that first race. And then obviously a simple mistake going to cost us that second one. So. It's what we prepared for. We prepared for a good fight, and it's going to be a great series.
Thank you.
William Reid, Live Sail Die. Pete, in that second pre-start, you went high and tacked and opened a lot of gauge. You decided to come down to engage and couldn't quite push them as aggressively as you might have liked. What would you do differently if you could do it again?
Probably not a whole heap, apart from turn up about 3 seconds earlier. Obviously the margins are pretty tight in these boats, and we were quite happy with the right. So, we were quite happy with a strong windward start. So, just a simple mistake.
And Jimmy and Francesco, in all the previous races that you've won, apart from the last one when Keiko was a spider monkey, you've seemed quite un-Italian in your celebration, I guess, in a race win. After race one today, you almost seemed happy that you were, hang on a minute, we've really got a chance here. Do you think that all this pre-race hype may have kind of dulled you a little until
I think it's all Jimmy's fault. He's becoming a little bit more Italian lately.
Abby.
Abby Wilson from TVNZ. This is for each of the teams. I know 1-1 for a lot of fans, it's sort of mixed emotions, and some will be happy with that, some will be disappointed. For each of you guys, is it a positive or a negative to be 1-1 after day one, and why?
Positive.
Yeah, well, obviously you go into a day to try and win two, but it's good to walk away with one. And after having not raced for 3 months, we're pretty happy.
Cool.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark Hinton from Stuff. Jimmy, I know you're a big proponent of the mental side of what you do, of this high-end sport. Do you feel like today, with what you're able to achieve in the second race, that you've got Team New Zealand thinking, that you've maybe got a little doubt in there that you've made a mental play as much as one on the water?
I think at this level, everyone's mental game's pretty good. For us, it was a real sign of strength, I thought, to bounce back after a tough first race. That's something we've been working on for a long time, is just not getting too wound up, whether we win or lose. Let's just focus on the next race. And we had to put that into play for race 2. So that was a very, very good effort from the team. But, you know, we made a lot of mistakes in the first race, you know. Well, a few mistakes, sorry. I thought we actually started a pretty good race after the, you know, after we got back into it, after the first leg. But yeah, look, we're just pushing as hard as we can. I mean, we really need to go back and have a good look at both those races. We just haven't had a chance to really have a look at them. It happens quite fast. And tomorrow there'll just be a good opportunity to do that. You know, it's the first time for both of us racing each other in real racing, high-pressure stuff, and I'm sure we're both going to walk away with a heap learnt and then hopefully make the boat faster.
And just to follow up, Francesco, if I could ask you, obviously there's been a lot made of the starts and the team that gets in front from the start is able to sail all the way in front. Do you see it literally coming down to a battle of starts through this entire match, or do you think something could change and we could see some passing manoeuvres?
Yeah, I think what happened lately is that last 6-8 races we sailed, they've been in pretty stable breeze. Nothing like the southwesterly on Seacourse or... So I think that explains a lot why the team who is leading the start was capitalizing through the race. So I think that's what happened lately.
So if we get some breezes up, we might see some more...
Absolutely. I think once the breeze is more shifty or patchier, you will see more passes.
Thank you.
Tom?
Pete, this is for you. You touched on it earlier. Tom McRae from TV3. Can you describe what it was like heading out amongst that flotilla today? What was going through the team's mind?
Yeah, I think there was definitely a lot of excitement to get underway. But it was just incredible seeing how many boats were out there on the water. You know, obviously we're still in a level 2 situation at the moment, so it's not as free as, you know, probably what everyone would have liked when we first planned the event, but I think it was just incredible. I've got no idea how many boats are out there, but you know, even when we were arriving at the course, it was hard to find a way through to actually get onto the race course. So it's pretty amazing just to see how many Kiwis are getting behind this event, and we're definitely going to work extra hard for them.
And Jimmy, a lot of talk before the racing started was all about how dominant Team New Zealand were going to be, and a lot of people didn't really give you much of a chance. Have you got a message to all those people that maybe wrote you off a little too early?
Well, you mean people like you?
No, I didn't write you off.
You guys never get it wrong, do you?
Never. You don't make a prediction, you can't go wrong.
Nah, look, it was... Well, also, just following up from Pete said, there was quite a few Italians on the water as well out there. A lot of Italian flags, so good to see that, and we're looking forward to seeing that over the weekend as well. A lot of support from back in Italy itself, and yeah, it's good to see all of that.
Cheers.
Alrighty, let's head to Zoom now, shall we? I think we've got 3 journalists waiting to ask questions of the lads, so I'll fire away.
First one is from Mark Reed, the Yachtsman magazine.
Congratulations, guys. We have a match. This is for Peter Burling. A little bit of a follow-up. How is it different for you defending the America's Cup for New Zealand as opposed to when you were the challenger? Is the mental preparation different?
Well, I think as a sailor, it's incredibly similar whether you're defending or challenging, and obviously your road to being in the America's Cup slightly different, but at the end of the day, you're still trying to go out there and win 7 yacht races, and that's exactly what our goal is. And we feel like today was a good stepping stone and a good learning opportunity for us to really come into the weekend strong.
Next one is from Michele Tognozzi, Farevela.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for the show. A question for Peter Burling. And Peter, in the last 2 series between Luna Rossa and the Kiwis, there have been a clear sweep from New Zealand in 2000, 2007 in Valencia, 5-0. Now we haven't seen any difference in speed, any major difference in tactics. Luna Rossa showed that can win starts. It looks like this series will be long. Do you think that Luna Rossa will have the real chance to win this cup?
Yeah, well, I think anyone that watched the press conference the other day would know that we didn't really have a good idea who had a speed edge going into it. So it was great to check in today. I think that the same for both teams. You know, we haven't really had a good chance to go back over everything and make some good decisions. So it's a great opportunity tomorrow to really dive into the learnings for today and try and get us prepared as we can for the weekend, because it'll be whoever puts their best foot forward this weekend will decide it.
Last one is Dave Reed, Sailing World.
Good morning. Down to you guys. This question is for Peter Burling. There's a lot of movement on your boat and the maneuvers, and it appears to us that on Luna Rossa things get settled, quickly going in and out of the maneuvers. Does that leave you vulnerable when the maneuvers start coming fast, as they did today?
Oh, I think it's something that every team's practiced a different way and got comfortable in developing their boat a different way. Obviously, we've solved it one way, which is probably different to the other teams, and Luna Rossa solved it a different way again. And we're really happy with how we sail the boat, and we just need to sail it well this weekend.
Okay, Pete, Jimmy and Francesco, thanks for your time. Everybody else, thank you for your time. That's the end of this first official press conference on match day number 1. Don't forget, racing begins on Friday at 4:15 local. Thank you for your time. Travel safe.